Hi, welcome back, it's Cami, and in today's video I want to explain to you the shifting basics. Because in the previous video I kind of talked about how shifting is manifesting, but probably many of you don't know what shifting is. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. There aren't a lot up-to-date shifting explaining videos because the trend kind of has died out, but shifters haven't. Shifting isn't just a trend, so I'm glad you guys are here. And let's get it started. So, what is shifting? Shifting is when you move your subconscious mind to a different reality. It can be any reality. It can be where you're a Hogwarts student. It can be where you live in a different country. Or it can be something as simple as a reality where you have a better computer or something. If you ever heard something like manifesting, then it is basically the same, but people usually manifest smaller things that are closer to their current reality, like maybe changing their eye color or a new perfume. That is more manifesting, but shifting is like on a bigger scale. Like, it doesn't have to be. I think these terms are the same basically, but mostly it is used so. Like, you don't just shift where you change your eye color to a reality where you have a different eye color. You shift maybe to a reality where you are in a video game, in your favorite show, or whatever, like things like that. You understand me? But these things are basically the same. Controversial opinion, these things are the same. But yeah, that's not the topic of the video. So I'm gonna explain a bit what is the subconscious mind and what is the conscious mind, because you probably don't know what I'm talking about. So basically we are both subconscious and conscious mind. Conscious mind is the logical mind, the mind that looks for why, how, and it is basically like a captain of the ship, where a subconscious is like the workers on the ship. If our consciousness tells something to our subconscious mind, then it doesn't question it, it just does it. And our subconscious mind is subconscious mind is the mind behind intuition, pineal gland, third eye, spirituality. It's all the subconscious mind. It isn't the logical mind. It's all the, you would say, maybe even 4D, if you know what I mean. It's more of thing like that. Like, that's just a basic explanation of what a subconscious mind is. So now that you have a basic understanding what subconscious and consciousness are, then let's move on how to shift, okay? So some people use methods, which I personally, and I have shifted, I never really use. And controversial opinion, I think people shouldn't use methods, but it's just my opinion, so I'm gonna explain methods to you anyway, you know. But people also don't use methods like me, and we just affirm that it is true. If you know manifesting, then you probably know what that is, but a affirmation is basically repeating something, like a phrase, a sentence, or maybe even a few words that you repeat in your mind until it becomes a belief. Because before it becomes a belief, our consciousness is like, what do you mean? It's literally like, you tell it you have green eyes when you have blue eyes. It is like, no, we don't have green eyes, we have blue eyes. And it's gonna be persisting that it isn't, that your affirmation isn't true. But after a while of repeating it, it's like, okay, well, maybe if they're repeating it so much, maybe we do really have green eyes. And then it becomes a belief that we have green eyes. Even if you don't believe in the sentence, it still becomes a belief. And then it goes into our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind, as I said, is like the workers on a ship. It has to do everything that the consciousness tells it to do. It doesn't question it, it doesn't say why, how. It has to do what the consciousness says to them. So that's how we basically shift with no method. We just go around Many people do it before sleep. I do it before sleep, and many people do it during the day. I also do it during the day. I basically do it 24/7. Is they just affirm that they have shifted to their desired reality. They repeat, I am in my desired reality, or maybe I shift whenever I want, or maybe shifting is easy for me. You know, that's what affirmations are, and that's how you shift without using external methods made by people. But there are also methods that people have made, because in my opinion methods work if you believe they worked. So if you don't believe they work, they won't work. But they can make it easier for some people. For me, I prefer not doing methods, but many people prefer doing methods. So if you want to do a method, then I'm gonna explain to you what a method is. It is basically like an action that you take that is supposedly supposed to help you shift. So, for example, the lucid dream method. The lucid dream method is basically you get into a lucid dream, and because you control everything in a lucid dream, you just make a portal and you just repeat a few times that the portal takes you to your desired reality, which is, by the way, a shortcut for DR, and then you just go into the reality. That's how the method works. But if you want to get to know methods more, then on Wattpad or on AO3, on maybe even on Discord, there's a lot of resources that tell you the methods. But yeah, because I'm not a big fan of methods, I'm just not gonna explain like much of them to you, because I don't know them. So yeah, now that we know what methods are and how to shift, I'm gonna tell you step by step. But before we do that, I want to explain the shortcuts and terms used in shifting, which is scripting, DR, CR, and OR. So your OR is your original reality. I don't like that term either, because like the reality you're in isn't your original reality, because you shift multiple times during the day, so it isn't your original reality. But that's a term that shifters have used, so it is easier for them to talk about all the shifting stuff. We have CR, which is your current reality, the reality you are in right now, and your DR is your desired reality, as I think I've said before, I don't know, which is basically the reality you're shifting to. And scripting is a very important part. It isn't necessary, but it is important. It is basically writing down stuff that you want to happen in your DR. So for example, in your script you say, I am a 4th year Hogwarts student, I have green eyes, I look like, I don't know, Pedro Pascal, maybe like a celebrity, or just in general, I look prettier, I have superpowers, Harry Potter is my boyfriend, like, I don't know, like, you just say whatever you want to happen and want to be true in your desired reality. But important thing, don't stress if you don't script something right, or if you forget something, because your subconscious knows everything and it just fills the gaps, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's also why you don't have to have a script, because your subconscious knows where you want to go. But it helps many people with basically imagining the whole scenarios, imagining where they want to go. And I think it is very, like, maybe not necessary, but it is very important, because you can remember things easily from your DR, and it is easier to shift, in my opinion, with a script. And also you can script like safety measures. For example, I can't die, I don't feel pain, or I have a high pain tolerance, I can't have trauma, or maybe something like a safe word, which is basically if you say in your desired reality a word, then you come back to this reality. This is a safe word. So yeah, a script is very important, but I think I'm gonna be making another video about it. If I already made a video about it and you want to learn more, then I recommend you to stay to the end because I'm gonna be linking the video at the end, yeah. So now the step-by-step how to shift. We have explained methods, we have explained scripting, we have explained basically everything. All the basics. So step by step. Number one, decide where you want to go. Do you want to go to Avengers, or maybe you want to be a Hogwarts student, or maybe you want to go to your current reality but better? For example, I have shifted to a reality where my hair is longer, where I'm famous, where my friends act differently and I have different friends, like just basically scripting the perfect life. Or maybe do you want to go to a reality where you're dating your favorite celebrity? Like the possibilities are endless. So decide on one, but remember that you don't have to stick to it if you don't like it. I have changed DRs a lot of times, and it isn't a bad thing to do. Just decide what is the best DR you want to go to. Yeah, that's one of the most important steps. So when you have decided where you want to go, you want to prepare mentally. And what I mean by prepare mentally is shifting isn't like, it is a really easy thing to do, but it isn't an ordinary thing that everyone in our reality does. And you might not be used to just falling asleep in your bed and maybe waking up in a completely different one, to a person that you have never seen before in your bed with you. Like like you have to basically prepare mentally that it is gonna be confusing for you when you wake up there. And also some people get symptoms where they start shifting. They'll, for example, their heart will start beating faster, or they will have shortness of breath. Like you have to prepare mentally for that, and just be mindful, you know, that this can happen. And when it is a easy thing to do and it is perfectly safe, nothing is dangerous about it, you still have to kind of prepare mentally, like, yeah, you know what I mean. And the third step is, if you want to, you don't have to, but I recommend it highly, script. Make a script. Write in there what do you want. I already explained scripting, you know. And the last step is to actually try, with the fifth step being keep trying. Because even though it is a really easy thing to do, many people set on the belief that this is like too good to be true, and that's why they don't shift on their first try, or their fifth try, their seventh try. Like sometimes it can take a bit longer for everyone. I think it is a really easy thing to do because you just have to set your mind to it. But some people are skeptics, and it is harder for them to believe that they can shift and that it is true. And that's why it may take a little bit longer for them. But I also think if you're a new shifter, a baby shifter, you're extremely lucky, because we aren't surrounded with misinformation and all those things like we used to before. And I think for new shifters it will be very easy to shift, because everyone is just so motivated now and so loving and so kind in this community that I think you can shift very easily. So yeah, that's it for the basics of shifting. This video might have taken long, but I wanted to explain everything. So happy shifting and bye bye!